Hello and welcome again. It's me, Mr. D. I'd like to welcome you back to another crochet tutorial video. This one will look similar to the lesson number 3 video that I did before this, where I continued on showing a chain turn and how to continue with the single crochet on following rows after the initial single crochet row that we did into the foundation chain row. In this one I'll be using a little different yarn. This one is a Hygge yarn, which is very soft and a little fuzzy, and it's a little bit thicker than the worsted weight yarn that I've been using so far. Now the other part that's different is I'll be using a crochet hook that I actually carved myself using a pocket knife and then finishing it with some sandpaper. I carved this just 2 days ago from the point of making this video, and I did a tutorial on carving crochet hooks a couple of days ago as well, where I carved a slightly smaller hook. This one is about 7 millimeters, maybe a touch over. And this one that I carved in that tutorial video is about 6 millimeters. So it's just a tiny little bit narrower than the first one that I carved a couple days ago. This is something that I've done a good number of times before with different sizes of sticks. This is another thing that I find relaxing and fun to do. Yet another creative outlet, another skill that I have picked up along the way. So I'd just like to show you how these work. It's essentially the same. It just has a little different feeling when you use a hand-carved hook compared to a store-bought aluminum or steel hook. So we're going to go about this in the same manner. We get our yarn on our hand, and I showed that in the very first tutorial about creating a chain. So we're going to do our chain and turn with this piece. So we yarn over and pull it through that last loop on the hook, and we're going to start back in with single crochet into that first row of single crochet that I created off camera. So we'll go here again, and the hook has been sanded very smooth so it doesn't want to catch, but it's a little different feeling to pull it through, because each of the hand-carved hooks come from natural sticks that I find here and there, and they have their own shapes. None of them are perfectly straight. In fact, some of the ones I've made have very curved or bent handles, but I just thought they were unique and interesting, and they work just fine. But it's a case of getting to know the hook. And this hook and I are still getting to know each other a little bit, but I do like the feel of it. I am considering or planning on selling some hand carved hooks, probably by eBay. I thought about setting that up by email, but I think probably selling them on eBay will be a little easier for me. And when I set those up, I'll put links in this video and probably in the video where I did the carving tutorial. I like to call my hand carved crochet hooks Cro-Magnon because they're crochet hooks, and the Cro-Magnon era harkens back to caveman times, and these are certainly primitive type of hook, even though cavemen and women did not have pocket knives like we do today. So it would have been much more difficult for them to carve things in the same way. But I also like wordplay, so came up with that name and it gave me a chuckle. So I'm going to keep it. All right, now we've come to the end of row 2 of this sample that I'm doing. And there we are. I will say that the Hygge yarn is nice to use. It is so soft and it's not so fuzzy that you can't see what you're doing. So it's a good yarn if you're looking for something fuzzy and soft to use, but still easy to work with. Hope you give it a try and have fun crocheting. Bye for now.